Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel, greg.thunderwizard.com if you'd like a Thunder Astrology reading or a 9-world rune reading. Today I'm going to be talking about the Dharma trines in Vedic Astrology, and those are the houses 1, 5, and 9. I've seen another astrologer on YouTube that talks about the actual Dharma trines are wherever your signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are in your chart, so they could be anywhere. So that would be your Dharma trine. But the basic foundation of the teaching with Vedic astrology is it's always houses 1, 5, and 9. So that's what I'm going to go with. You could check out the other way if you want to see where your Aries and Leo and Sagittarius are in your chart and see if you can relate to that as far as being your Dharma trine or not. But this is the basic foundation, 1, 5, and 9. And also when you get planets within these houses, this is the second strongest place for planets to be in. The first strongest place is the houses 1, 4, 7, and 10. And of course, house 1 is it within the Kendra houses, but it's also within the Dharma trine as well. So that's a powerful place to get planets because you get 2 for 1 right there. So the benefic planets are always very strong within these houses. They're very motivated to shine their positive effects. And malefic planets bring difficulty to these houses when they're in there. Today I'm going to be talking about the signs, though, not the planets. So I'm going to try it a different way. So we'll see how that goes. But I might make another video with the planets as well. So let's start with the Aries. Well, let me see. The first house can show your personal Dharma, how you go within yourself to find it. And it's your natural self. The 5th house shows your creative Dharma, your intelligence. The 9th house shows your collective Dharma and your ability to learn from teachers, from gurus. And, basically all of them are showing your Dharma. That's just a general way to break it down. So with Aries in the 1st house really brings that expression of Mars. So when it comes to personal Dharma, they got that Mars energy. They got that fiery warrior energy. They're going within. They want to use that energy to go within and find, what it is they really love to do. What do they want to do to help the world? That's what Dharma is all about, is how can you benefit yourself and the world? So that's what the Aries in the 1st house is showing. That warrior energy going within, and they're very a lot of energy going towards that. So they want to learn to focus that energy within themselves to find how they can benefit the world. Their intelligence is ruled by Leo. Leo is that center of attention. It's the shining sun energy, the infinite soul of a person. So let's see. Leo brings a lot of stability with their intelligence. They have that focus whenever they are focused on with their intelligence. It's very stable, and as long as it's the right kind of intelligence, then they're really powerful within their what they know about the world and know about themselves. When it comes to their collective Dharma, how they share it with the world, they got Sagittarius here, the outer expression of Jupiter, and again with that fiery energy, they got that mutable kind of energy as well, so they can have that open-mindedness too when it comes to teaching, when it comes to learning higher wisdom. If they think they know something and they hear something else, they can be open-minded and learn from that as well, and they teach that stuff too. So they can have that humbleness as well. And this is what I learned, but then I realized this, so this is what I'm trying to tell everybody else as far as whatever I learned. So that's what's going on there. So if we were go to Taurus, being in the 1st house, Taurus is the inner expression of Venus. So this, when it comes to personal Dharma, it's kind of showing the things that they really value in life. What is it they really value in their personal life? What really brings them that stability within themselves, and how can it benefit the world? That's what their personal Dharma is stimulating them to do. They got that earth and fixed energy. That's all about good stability too. That's about the most stable sign in the whole chart is the Taurus. So if they were to go to their 5th house would be Virgo, and Virgo is the inner expression of Mercury. So this gives them good concentration type of skills, ability to focus on one thing at a time in terms of their intelligence. So they have that they got that earth energy with them. They got the mutable energy too as well. That can make them a little fragile too with their intelligence. But for the most part, being that their ascendant is Taurus, Earth fixed, they got a lot of stability. So they can focus that healing ray of Mercury on one thing at a time and use it with their creativity, whatever that may be. When it comes to their ninth house, it would be Capricorn. Capricorn, again, Earth sign, very stable. So this brings their higher wisdom into like a practical kind of a form where they want to feel physical movement. This is like Qigong, thunder astrology, things that are very practical with higher wisdom, that you can feel a real-time effect with the universe. That's what, and they share that energy too. They got that Capricorn. It's all about that practicality. It's Saturn. It's the inner expression of Saturn. That's stimulating their higher wisdom, or academic wisdom, brings a lot of practicality into that. So that's how they want to share that higher wisdom. Moving over to Gemini. Gemini was in the first house. This is the outer expression of Mercury. So this is a person that's stimulated with a lot of ideas. They could juggle a lot of subjects. So their personal Dharma has to do with organization, organizing those ideas. Focusing on the ones that are going to really help them and the world, and taking action towards them. The negative side of that is they have so many ideas, they never get anything done. So they don't want to do that. They want to focus that energy. That mutable energy is what kind of makes them have all kinds of ideas going on. And their fifth house would be Libra, also an air sign. This is the intelligence of Gemini. And this is bringing that fair exchange of energy within business deals, within relationships. This is going to their creativity, to their intelligence. So they find that fair balance within their intelligence. Libra is all about dealing with people and finding that's business orientated with Gemini. In their fifth house, their intelligence is towards that, finding those good deals, finding that balance, making everybody happy, making other people happy, making themselves happy. When it comes to their ninth house, we go over to Aquarius, another air sign. This is ruled by Saturn. So again, they get that practicality of Saturn. This is the outer expression of Saturn. Aquarius is all about pretty much kind of Dharma as well. It's helping other people out, servicing other people, but also helping yourself out as well. And that's what their higher wisdom is. It brings that practicality as well, like Capricorn. Aquarius is, it's about that symbol of the person holding a gourd of water and pouring it onto the world. So that's bringing a lot of peace and harmony within people. So they have that ability to do that, and it's a lot of thought, a lot of intelligence going on. A lot of that Mercury energy is going on with sharing that. So they can gather a lot of analytics, whatever you want to say. Moving over to Cancer. If Cancer was in the first house, these people are ruled by the moon, and it's a water sign. They got a lot of energy as well. That personal Dharma is really stimulating them to find that balance within themselves with emotions, learning to look at their emotions and learning to see them clearly, not getting overwhelmed by the emotions, getting clouded by them, too much worry, that type of stuff. So when they want to really look within themselves and find that balance within themselves with the emotions. When it comes to their fifth house, they got Scorpio over here. Scorpio in their fifth house. Again, a water sign. Their intelligence, their creativity is really stimulating them to go deep with creativity, whatever that may be. It could be anything, music, poetry, whatever. This is also the fifth house is the house of ancient texts, so they want to go deep within that stuff too. They want to find that stuff that really stimulates their emotions, and they want to share that intelligence with the world as well. When it comes to their ninth house, they got Pisces energy. This is the inner expression of Jupiter. Again, it's a water sign. So this is stimulating them as well to have time for themselves to gather that higher wisdom, meditation, that type of stuff, going inward to find it, and then sharing it with the world. sharing it with words or just sharing it with their energy level, bringing that higher wisdom vibration to people through that Piscean inner expression of Jupiter kind of energy. Moving over to Leo. If Leo was in the first house, that personal Dharma is all about the sun. This is the infinite soul, finding the infinite soul within the person. This is the shining rays of the sun. Is that shining sun energy is bright. So this is stimulating their personal Dharma. I'm thinking about the Thunder Wizard. He's a Leo. He's very much has that kingly quality. That's what that personal Dharma is all about, is being in charge of your personal self, knowing your personal self, knowing that fiery energy within you, and using it to grow and help other people. When it comes to their fifth house, we go over to Sagittarius. Yeah, this is all opposite on the camera. But yeah, their fifth house would be Sagittarius, and this is their creative Dharma. Sagittarius is that higher outer expression of Jupiter, and also the house of ancient texts, again with the Thunder Wizard. This is being open-minded with ancient texts, and him, he has a lot of knowledge of ancient texts, Norse mythology, Taoist, different kinds of stuff, and that's in terms of creativity. He knows how to share that in creative ways, and Sagittarius is the teacher as well, that teaching kind of energy. So that's that creative Dharma. When it comes to I'm getting lost here. Where is it? Okay, yeah, the ninth house. Their ninth house for Leo would be Aries, and Aries is the expression of Mars, the outer expression of Mars. So their higher wisdom, their collective Dharma, the way they help people is giving that higher energy of Mars. Really that spiritual warrior energy, which the Thunder Wizard too. He has that too. You seen his I think it was 2 videos ago, the live stream. He was basically, you could see that energy, how he was trying to teach somebody. When someone said, "I can't afford the courses," and he was letting them know, you can afford it if you want to, and he said it in his own way. The guy got all offended and all that, but that's the collective Dharma. He was basically trying to help the guy. The guy didn't see it though. So when it comes to, let's move on to the next one. Where are we? If Virgo is in the first house, Virgo is inner expression of Mercury. So these people are very much going to be analyzing themselves personally when it comes to personal Dharma, finding out what it is that what is their personal Dharma. They're really looking, they're thinking about it, they're analyzing things. It usually could be something with service. The Virgo is all about servicing people. It's the healing ray of Mercury. So that personal Dharma is really taking them into that, the intelligence, the analytical side of Mercury is stimulating them. When it comes to their fifth house, they got Capricorn here, their intelligence. Again, with that ability to focus, their intelligence is very focused. They got that Capricorn and Earth. This is Saturn and Earth energy, very focused kind of an energy going on within them. Their intelligence is very, very practical. What is helping me? What is helping other people in practical kind of ways? When it comes to their ninth house, they got Taurus. They got Taurus over here in their ninth house. So Taurus is the inner expression of Venus, and Taurus is really showing that having those relationships with people when they do share their higher wisdom. They got a very fixed view on higher consciousness or their religious views or academic views, whatever the case may be. And they very much, once they find something, they stick to it, whatever it may be. And they share that stability to other people. So when it comes to Libra in the first house, their personal Dharma, this is the outer expression of Venus. So they already have that relationships with other people. They want to find that balance with other people. So they want to find that within themselves, that personal way of finding a balance with other people. They don't want to be too big-headed about themselves or whatever. They they always got to be stimulated to have good relationships with other people. So that personal dharma is finding that energy of how to communicate with other people in a balanced way. So when it comes to their fifth house, they got Aquarius for their intelligence. So Aquarius is the outer expression of Saturn and air. So they got those ideas. Creativity is very, very stimulated. It's very practical as well. It's helping other people and servicing other people, whatever it may be. Their intelligence is very practical as well. Good judges of character. Their intelligence is very dry, so they can handle their emotions very good. When it comes to their ninth house is Gemini. Gemini, again, with the higher wisdom, they got a lot of open-mindedness. With higher wisdom, they can explore different kinds of spiritual practices, and they want to find the right one. And when they find the right one, they know how to share it. They know how to share it in a very intellectual kind of a way. They want to take the time and analyze things and figure things out and then share that with the outer world. So then we go over to Scorpio. Scorpio in the ascendant, personal dharma. Scorpio is Mars energy, inner Mars. They got the water, they got the emotions. So they're dealing with that desire to go deep within themselves, to learn who they are, to see the dark and the light within themselves, and to find that stability with their emotions. You know, Scorpio is known as the most intense of the signs because they got that Mars warrior energy and they got the water emotion, so that the anger could come out. But you know, when they take the time to really know themselves, you know, this is very powerful energy that a Scorpio has for their personal dharma. When it comes to their fifth house, their fifth house would be Pisces, and this shows their intelligence. So Pisces is stimulating them to take the time for themselves, isolated places, going into the imagination to find creativity, how to express that creativity to the outer world. And they could have multiple creative forms of expression. This is, you know, the fifth house is that house of the ancient text as well, so they can go really deep with those. A lot of open-mindedness with it, and they bring that healing energy of Jupiter. Within that isolation, they bring it out to the world in a creative way. When it comes to their ninth house, they got Cancer. Cancer in the ninth house. So Cancer, again, water sign, a lot of energy. Cancer is really bringing that emotional connection to the higher wisdom. It's bringing that mother goddess kind of energy to them. So they can be very much into like Mother Earth, the healing energy of Mother Earth, or any female goddesses out there. That's the kind of energy that they have, that they want to share with the world. We'll move over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius in the first house is the outer expression of Jupiter and the fiery energy of Jupiter. When it comes to their personal dharma, they're very stimulated to go into higher consciousness, as it is, being that their ascendant is Jupiter. They got that Jupiter energy with them, so they're very energetic about it. They got good logical skills. They're connecting to their infinite self when it comes to Jupiterian energy, personal dharma. When it comes to their fifth house is going to be Aries. Aries shows their intelligence, their creative dharma. So they got a lot of energy from Aries. They're very stimulated to find all kinds of intelligence. They're to gather intelligence. A lot of fiery energy, movable energy. Whatever their creativity is, it can have that warrior Mars kind of energy within them, shining. And when it comes to their ninth house, they got the Leo energy in the ninth house, so they can have that good leadership quality when it comes to sharing higher wisdom. They're the center of attention. You know, they want to be heard. They want to share all their energy. They really have the shining light of the infinite soul can be connected to their collective Dharma. So when it comes to Capricorn, Capricorn in the first house, Capricorn is the inner expression of Saturn. So these people are very stimulated to follow the rules of spiritual law, of human law. And, when they don't, Saturn really delays. Saturn really constricts them and tells them, I'm not going to give you anything until you learn these true lessons. I'm not going to give you a spouse until you learn this. Saturn is a very tough one to deal with when it's in the ascendant. But that personal Dharma of Saturn brings that practicality to finding out who they are, how to help the world. And their fifth house would be Taurus, their intelligence. So their intelligence is it's got that fixed kind of energy. Once they find their way of gathering intelligence or expressing intelligence, they stick to it. And, they want it to be the positive, correct form of intelligence to share with the world. Their creativity is ruled by Venus, that inner expression of Venus, so they can be musicians, actors, painters, dancers, that kind of stuff. That's how they express that. When it comes to their ninth house, they got the Virgo. They got that Mercury energy, that healing ray of Mercury. So they can be very expressive with sharing that higher wisdom. They can be very focused. They spend time analyzing things and gathering a lot of intelligence and sharing that. They know how to say it with words. They knew how to choose the right words to say it and explain it and make people understand it. So where am I now? Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius in the ascendant. Aquarius is the outer expression of Saturn. Aquarius is all about helping other people, helping themselves. Personal Dharma is all about finding out how to feel good within themselves when they're helping other people. Again, with Saturn, they got to follow the spiritual law, human law. They don't want to step outside of that. Saturn is delaying things if you don't learn the lessons of life. So Saturn, for everybody, always delays in their youth, in our youth. And their fifth house would be over here with Gemini. Gemini creativity. So with Gemini in the fifth house, they got a lot of ideas, a lot of intelligence. They got different ways of expressing things, of learning things, of judging people, ideas. This is the house of the stock market too, so they can be really good with that, working in the stock market, actors, that type of stuff. So their creative Dharma is very stimulated by intellectual kind of energy. So when we go to the ninth house, their ninth house would be Libra. Libra would be in their ninth house, and Libra is really bringing that balance between the teacher and the student. So whatever higher wisdom that they're sharing with people, they always want to find that balance. They want to be open-minded to the students, or just talking to people. People have questions about what they're saying. They're open-minded. They want to help them to understand whatever it is they're talking about. And that's again with a lot of ideas going on, a lot of energy going on with expressing themselves. And we come to the last one, Pisces. Pisces in the ascendant, personal Dharma. This is the inner expression of Jupiter. So the personal Dharma is already taking them inward within themselves, into isolating themselves and learning who they are, what they want to do with their life, what kind of wisdom they want to share with the world. That's what that energy brings to them in Pisces. They have that access to other dimensions, so they want to bring that kind of energy into this reality. So they want to keep that they want to be here in this world as well, but they want to use that Piscean energy to go into the outer world as well, but bring that energy back into this world. When it comes to their fifth house, they got Cancer in their fifth house with the intelligence. So they have good intelligence. Their intelligence is very nurturing to other people. Their creativity is going to be very nurturing. They know how to put emotion into their creativity, whatever that may be, music, acting, that kind of stuff. Fifth house is the house of children as well. So they got a lot of that motherly, nurturing quality that they can share with their children. And when it comes to their ninth house, they got Scorpio here. So the ninth house of Scorpio and being a Pisces ascendant, they go really deep with higher wisdom. They want to know the ins and outs of whatever spiritual practice they're learning. They want to know the positive effects of it on society, the negative effects on society, and they want to know how to share that with the world. So yeah, so that's all the signs in the Dharma trines, houses 1, 5, and 9. And yeah, I might make a video on when you get planets in the houses 1, 5, and 9. That, you know, I'll go through the sun in house 1, 5, 9, and then the moon, and so on and so on. I might do that too as well. So those are the Dharma of ourselves. So hopefully that helps you to find out how you can help the world and help yourself at the same time. So yeah, if anybody wants a Thunder Astrology reading or a 9 World Rune reading, just go to greg.thunderwizard.com. And Thanksgiving's coming up. If you guys are interested in Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.